Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to a new video. In this video, we're going to be talking about how you guys can start dropshipping without investing basically any money into advertising. So if you guys have been looking at starting an online business and you just don't have a lot of money to invest, or maybe you're just scared and you don't feel like, investing money before you know something works, you guys can start building up your budget and work your way up from zero to hopefully 5-10K a month. There's basically no limit as to how much you can make with this business model. But realistically, if you guys put in a bit of effort into it, you guys can start making like a few $1,000s a month from it without really working too much and without really investing anything. So I think this is the perfect business model for beginners. So if that sounds good, sit back, relax, and let's go straight into the video. Real quick, before we get into the video, I just wanted to announce that I'm launching a Discord community, which is going to be my only coaching program from now on. So if you guys want to learn how to make money online from me, I highly recommend you join that. It's going to be only $50 a month, and you guys are going to be getting access to a Discord community of like-minded people who are all trying to make money online. So you guys can network with each other and partner up, start some businesses together, learn from each other, ask each other questions, solve the same problems you have together so you don't waste as much time. You're also going to be getting access to a full video course where I personally teach you how to make money online. I go over multiple business models, mindset, productivity, everything like that. And you guys also get access to weekly calls where I'm personally going to be going on Discord calls with you guys, and you guys can ask me anything you want. Any problem you run into in your business, any concern you might have, or whatever it is, anything you're not sure about, you can just get on the call and ask me. It's basically going to be a place where you can get all your questions answered and you'll always know you're moving on the right track. So if you guys want to join that, as I said, it's going to be $50 a month. But if you guys join the first day of the launch, it's going to be $29.99 a month, and you're going to lock that price in. So every single month after that, you're going to be only paying $29.99, whereas anyone that joins after the launch are going to be paying $49.99 a month. So if you guys want to get that discount and you want to join, I'll leave a link in the description where you guys can leave your email, and I will just update you guys once we launch so you don't miss out on the discount and you can get started as soon as it launches. So if that sounds interesting, check out the link in the description, and without further ado, let's go straight into the video. All right, so some of you guys might not know what dropshipping is. So what dropshipping basically is, it's a business model where you're selling products that you do not physically own yourself. So for example, let's say you want to sell cat toys, but you don't have any cat toys with yourself. What you would do is you would set up a website, you would just put pictures of a cat toy, you would write a description for it, and then you would get people to your site. Let's say you pay for ads or you get them organically or whatever it is. They would go to your website, they would purchase the product for, let's say, $100, and then you would go to your supplier, you would pay them, let's say, $50, you would keep the other $50 as profit, and then you would just give your supplier your customer's information, so they would just ship the product directly to the customer, and you basically never have to touch the product, you never see it, and you have nothing to do with it, but you sold it and you made money on it. A lot of people have heard about dropshipping, but they're not really sure what it is exactly. So hopefully that clarifies it a little bit. All right, so the way dropshipping traditionally worked was you would set up a store, you would get some ads created, you would then pay, let's say, Facebook or TikTok or whatever for traffic, you would get people to your website, and then hopefully people would purchase enough of your product so you can cover the money you've spent on setting up the store, paying for advertising and everything like that, and you would be left with some profit at the end. Now, unfortunately, this type of dropshipping, although it can work very well, has a very low success rate. Most people that started fail, and in doing so, they waste a lot of money. So it's definitely not an ideal business model for beginners because you're risking a lot of money potentially, and there's no guarantee that it's going to pay off. So what's changed recently? About 3-4 years ago, TikTok started gaining traction and very quickly started becoming one of the most popular social medias out there with its unique content style that would basically fill up your entire screen, and you would just be able to scroll up and down and watch other videos and gets people to spend a lot of time on their platform. Now, when TikTok started doing that, all the other major platforms started incorporating the exact same video format into their websites. So now we have YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Pinterest Reels, or whatever they're called. We have the same thing on Snapchat, Facebook. Basically, any social media has the exact same format of content on them, which has basically made everyone in the world used to consuming that type of content. What's unique about this style of content is, unlike, let's say, YouTube, where you have to find videos you want to watch yourself, TikTok will just feed you like random videos. It will just feed you more and more videos that you didn't really choose to click on, and you kind of decided to watch them because they're interesting, which basically made it so you don't really need to have a big platform to get a lot of views. Whereas on TikTok, you can literally post a video on a completely new profile, and you can literally get millions and millions of views without having to pay any money in advertising or really having a big audience in general. Now, initially, TikTok was kind of considered a platform for kids mainly, and people didn't really see it as a platform with a lot of purchasing power, but lately, in the past year or two, it's become way more popular and way more mainstream. And now you kind of have the same thing that was happening on Facebook a few years ago happening to TikTok, where old people are coming onto it and they're starting to watch it, and the purchasing power on TikTok is basically pretty similar to Facebook, and you can make a lot of money selling products on there. Someone saw this was happening and they got an incredible idea of using TikTok and TikTok styled content to promote their dropshipping product. Why this is so good for dropshipping is because people don't really need to find you. You can just kind of pop up on their feed randomly, because people are usually not really going to search for dropshipping products. You would only kind of promote them by paying for ads to be shown to people, but nowadays you don't really have to do that, especially if you're only trying to make a few $1,000s a month, because you can just kind of post videos to TikTok or Instagram Reels and you can make a lot of sales with it just because the reach on those platforms is insane. All right, so now that you guys have a pretty good idea of how it all works, how it all started, and why it's doing so well, let's go straight into how you can capitalize on this and what you can do yourself and what you can do to make some money off of this yourself. The first thing you guys are going to have to do is you're going to have to set up a store. I personally mainly use Shopify for my stores, and if you guys want to use Shopify yourself, it is not completely free. It's $29 a month, but it's really not that expensive, because by using this method you're not really going to have any other expenses other than, you know, paying the Shopify fee and maybe purchasing a product that you can record videos with. So your costs are never going to go over $50 to $100 max, but if you really want to be stingy, you can basically get away with $0 completely. So I'm going to leave a link in the description where you guys can get a free Shopify trial. I think at the moment Shopify has a deal where you can get 3 months for $1 per month, but if you're watching this video later on and it's not available anymore, you can get the regular 14-day Shopify trial plus another extra 30 days just by checking out the link in the description and just reading what's on the page that explains how it works. So if the Shopify promotion where you get 3 months for $1 is still live, that basically gives you 3 months where you guys can test different products and see what works before having to pay anything basically for Shopify other than $1 a month. And if that's not still available, you still get 45 days, which is plenty of time for you to see if you can get something to work, or at least get your feet wet before you can get good at creating the videos and going viral on TikTok, especially if you're on a tight budget. So once you get the free trial, if you guys don't know how to set up a store, I'm gonna leave a link in the description for a tutorial that I made on setting up a dropshipping store from zero. The tutorial is a little bit old, so if you guys want me to redo it, or if you guys want me to create another video explaining how you can do all this in way more detail, comment down below, and if there's enough of you guys interested, I will create another video. Basically, once you have your store done, you want to go over to TikTok or Instagram or any platform, and you just want to find some products that you guys can start selling. What I usually do myself is I go to TikTok and I type in hashtag TikTok made me buy it, Amazon finds, stuff like that, and then go through the content and see what other people are posting on the platform. Put in a couple of hours, do this for maybe like 2-3 hours, or if you're a complete beginner and you don't have any experience, maybe do this for a couple of days before you can kind of start seeing what products are doing well. Do not be afraid of products that have a lot of engagement, because it doesn't really cost you anything to test them and they can still do well sometimes. So product saturation when doing organic is not as important as it is when you're paying for your advertising. So ideally you want to find a product that's starting to get popular, but it's not way too saturated at the moment. All right, so once you find the product, what I recommend you guys do is find a product that has good margins. I would recommend you guys find a product that you can sell for, let's say $19.99 all the way up to $39.99. You can definitely get away with selling more expensive products, but if you're just getting started, I would suggest you start selling something cheaper just so you can start getting some sales in, and then you can start improving everything and, you know, learning about it more and more, and then later on you can start selling more expensive products as well. And also make sure your product has good margins. So if you're going to be selling a product for $20, you want to be getting it for, let's say, $7-8 max. There's no point in you selling a product for $20 and getting it for $15, because you're basically not going to be making any money. You're going to have to make hundreds of sales to make any reasonable profit. So I would recommend you guys look for products that have 50% or higher margins, ideally in the 70-80% range, but realistically 60% and up is pretty good. All right, so once you've found the product you want to start selling, I recommend you go over to your store and you just set up a simple product page for it. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. You can just put a couple of decent images and have a description that you can basically copy from someone else and just reword a little bit. Keep in mind, you're not looking to make things perfect on the first go. You're just trying to make things good enough so they're functional and you can start testing. And then once you see you're getting some traffic and people are going over to your website, you can start improving your product page and hopefully increase your conversion rate later on. All right, so once you have your product page done, the next step is for you to order the product to your house. If you're ordering the product from AliExpress, this can take like a month, it can take 2 months. But if you guys are lucky to live in a country where you have Amazon, you can just order it straight from Amazon to your house. Most of the time it's going to be listed on Amazon and you can just order it straight to your house and you can get it within like 1 to 2 days. If you guys do not live in a country where Amazon is available, you can try searching for the product on local marketplaces or, you know, marketplaces that are famous in your country. And if the product is a little bit more popular, most of the time you will be able to find it and usually can get, you know, 2-day to 7-day shipping and get it to your house as fast as possible. Otherwise, just order from AliExpress and, you know, wait as long as you have to wait for it, which kind of sucks, but if you don't have any alternative, it's the only thing you can do. But I recommend you put in a bit more effort into trying to find someone who can ship it to you faster, because a lot of time, if you really put in a bit of effort into trying to find the product outside of AliExpress, you will usually find it. And that can save you a couple of weeks that you would have just been, you know, waiting for the shipment to arrive from AliExpress. Okay, so once you get the product in your hands, the next step is basically just recording content and then posting the content you record on your TikTok, on your Instagram page, potentially Pinterest, Facebook, whatever you want to create. But TikTok and Instagram are the 2 biggest ones for sure. And what you guys want to do is you just want to take the product, you want to find a competitor that's selling the same product, you want to see which videos did well for them, and then you just want to try to recreate those videos as close as you can to theirs without just straight up using their content. So if they're holding the product in their hand in the video, you would hold it in your hand and you would just record it and say basically all the same thing. And you can also play around with it and try saying something different, see if you can get people's attention some other way. But if you're not creative at all, just straight up copying their videos completely can work pretty well. So how often do you want to post? I would recommend you start posting 2 to 3 times a day on your accounts. You want to focus on quality rather than quantity in this case, because in the case of TikTok style content. It's the quality that matters, because if you can post one really good video, it can literally get you millions of views. Whereas if you post like 10 mediocre videos, none of them are really going to get you a lot of views. They're all going to get maybe a few hundred views. So really focus on the quality. Make sure your lighting in your videos is good. Make sure your audio is good. So if you're going to be doing a voiceover, for example, make sure it's clear. Make sure people can hear what you're saying. Make sure the music in the background is not too loud. Make sure you're using the trending sounds on TikTok, and watch other TikToks, see what's trending, see what's getting a lot of views, and then try to incorporate that into your own videos. And just work on improving your video creating skills. The first few videos you make are probably going to be pretty bad, but as you keep improving at it and as you film more and more, through a couple of weeks, you're probably going to get really good at it, and you're going to start getting way more views. So be patient. Don't give this a try for 2 days and then quit. This is something where you have to be consistent for 1 to 3 months before you can start seeing some pretty good results. Now, if you, for example, are really good at TikTok, you watch TikTok all the time, you create content already on there, then this can literally take a couple of days for you to start seeing success. But if you're not really good at video creation, then it can take a few weeks to a few months to really learn that skill and get good at it. So don't be frustrated if you're not succeeding right off the bat. Stay consistent, stay patient, and put in some consistent work for like 1 to 3 months to see if you can get some results. And let's say 1 month has passed and you're not seeing any results, your videos are good, or at least you think they are, but it's just not working out. Then in that case, I'd recommend you just find a different product and try that, because sometimes it can just be the product that's not good. Maybe you're already good at videos, but you just can't get the product to work. So make sure you test out a couple different products before you give up. I mean, I wouldn't recommend you give up at all, but I know a lot of people are always trying to give up for some reason. So if you are trying to give up, don't try to do it as long as you possibly can before you start seeing results, and take some time to actually build up, especially things like this where you're posting content. It's very unlikely that you'll just post a video on an empty account and it's going to get millions of views. If you're already very skilled, it can happen, but most likely it's not going to happen. So give it some time, put in a bit of effort over time, and I can guarantee if you put in, like, let's say 3 months of effort into this and you're improving at it daily or posting constantly, there's basically no way you're not going to succeed, unless you're doing something terribly wrong, in which case I'd recommend you get some consulting or whatever from someone. So you can join the Digital Wealth Lounge, which is the Discord community I'm launching, and you can just ask me or ask the people in the Discord, see what you're doing wrong and see where you can improve. And yeah, it's never been this easy to start making money online. In the past, you actually needed to have a few $1,000s to start dropshipping. Nowadays, you can get started with zero. So if you follow all the tips in this video, feel free to rewatch it, feel free to write down all the notes on what I said, and then take action on it. Don't just watch this video and not do anything. Take action on it, find the product, set up a store, start filming videos, start posting, and then get some feedback on them, see if they're doing good or not, and then start changing stuff up, start testing, see what's doing well, what's not doing well. And within a few weeks, you're definitely going to start seeing results. So yeah, that's basically going to be it for this video. Once again, I'll have a link for a 45-day Shopify trial in the description, and I'll have a link to join the Digital Wealth Lounge, and I'll have a link where you can sign up to get notified when the Digital Wealth Lounge launches. So yeah, follow me on Instagram as well. It's at @ecommarco, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.